Yo, 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 it's the one and only Lyse.
And it's your girl Velz, aka Velly, if that's what you want to call me.
And together we are
Loc'd in Sports.
Yo, episode 28.
Episode 28.
Episode 28, baby. We are back with another one, and I'm just riding my little high horse right now. I don't know if y'all can tell or not, but I'm happy.
Why?
Because the Dallas Mavericks are once again in the Western Conference Finals. Velz, that's why I'm excited. Because we were the 5th seed, and somehow we have propelled our way into the conference finals. So that's why I'm happy. Any more questions you got?
No. But I understand that you're excited, and I get it or whatever, and we're going to get there. We're going to talk about your Dallas Mavericks. Okay. But first off, we're going to kick the show off talking about the WNBA.
All right. Beezy, drop that beat.
All right, so WNBA, as y'all know, is in full effect. And we just kind of wanted to touch on it briefly, you know, because some of the star rookies are playing. Caitlin Clark's, the Angel Reese's, the Cameron Brinks, the Rakia Jacksons. So, you know, we just kind of wanted to shed a little light and just kind of talk about what's going on. So I will ask you this, Lyse. What do you think so far about the season?
Oh man, the season has it's gone. I think it's started off pretty good. I know a lot of Caitlin Clark fans are not too pleased about how the season is going. With the Fever down 0-2, they're search for their first win. They're actually playing right now against the Connecticut Sun, and I believe the Sun has now regained lead. It was the Fever that were up, but after halftime, it looks like the Connecticut Sun has came back with a vengeance.
Yeah.
But so far, I think it's lived up to the hype.
Yeah.
If I can say, I actually got a chance to go to the home opener of the Dallas Wings, which was also Angel Reese's first WNBA game, and man, it was crazy in there. It was rocking. A lot of Angel Reese fans, but the Wings came out with the dub. Enrique hit like almost a buzzer beater, but it solidified the game for the Wings, and it just the place just went crazy.
She hit the go-ahead bucket.
Yeah, she did, and man, we had a good time out there. One thing I didn't know is about Angel. She was getting a little frustrated because she wasn't able to get her free throw. She wasn't making her free throws. But other than that, she looked good. Her layups wasn't falling that game as well, but again, could have been that first game jitters and, you know, all those people that came to see her. Man, Lotto was in the building. Tyrese Maxey was in the building. Dirk Nowitzki was in the building. Tony Dorsett was in the building. So, I mean, it had the star power there. Like I said, I mean, the game is growing. It's there. It's getting all the attention that we had been preaching about when we first started this podcast, and actually see that to come fruition. I really think it's a really good thing, man. I just liking the trajectory of what's going on.
Yep.
Man, Cameron Brink been on the tear too.
Before you go to Cameron Brink, I was just gonna kind of shout out Angel's stats real quick. So far, she's averaging pretty much 12 points a game, 9 rebounds a game, 2 assists, 1 steal. And I mean, that's not bad. And only about 2 turnovers.
Oh yeah, that's really good.
So, you know, for her first year, I mean, 12 points, 9 rebounds, 2 assists.
Damn near a double-double.
1 steal.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's not bad. I'm not mad at those stats. Honestly, I'm not.
So
and she's starting.
Yeah, so it's safe to say that her game translated. There was a lot of doubters. You know, I'm not saying they didn't doubt that she wouldn't make the WNBA team, but it was more so doubt like how she would go up against, you know, the other power forwards in the league. And so far, she's damn near averaging a double-double. I think she's doing pretty well.
Yep. And then so go ahead about Cameron Brink.
Yeah, Cameron Brink, man, they had played against the Aces, and Cameron Brink actually, you know, was sticking with Asia. I don't know if you caught that game, the Sparks and Aces game.
I didn't get to watch.
Yeah, Cameron Brink, she's no slouch, she's no punk.
I was at work that game.
Okay, yeah, but she just wasn't letting Asia have her way down there. So, man,
yeah, she's doing good as well. Averaging seven points, 5 rebounds, 2 assists, and about 3.5 blocks per game, with only 2 turnovers. So, I mean, that's not bad. She's playing about 22.5 minutes.
Yeah.
I mean, that's not bad. I believe she starts as well.
Yeah, she does.
So, I mean, just a couple of them coming in, solidifying their spot in the league, letting them know that we are here.
Absolutely.
This is our first year. And, I mean, it's only been 3 games, guys. We're not, we're just kind of overreacting right now. We're just kind of like.
But it looks good.
It does look good. Yeah. So far, so good. So what about old Caitlin? How you feeling about Caitlin?
Man, Caitlin, I need everybody to, like, chill out, relax a little bit. I've read comments. Oh, she's a bust. Like, she's not a bust.
She's not a bust. Like, let's stop.
That's what I said. She's not a bust. Like, all right, everybody is doing way too much right now with this whole Caitlin Clark thing. Okay, now we've already established that it was going to be growing pains. We already established that there was another jump between college and pros. But then y'all called us haters, right? So this was to be expected. But she's not doing bad. It's not that she's doing horrible. It's just not what y'all thought. Because remember, y'all said she was going to come in and dominate and do all that and blah, blah. Now, y'all said that. She didn't. I think she understood that, there's another level and I may not fully be at this level at the start of the season. Mm-hmm. Not to say that towards the end that she may not be. That's very much so possible. And I feel like right now she's finding her groove. People were mad at the coach because she said that, there's things that Caitlin needs to do better or things, stuff like, which, yeah. As
a coach, but you're assessing your team and then her as well. They're going to ask you questions about Caitlin. Right. She's going to tell you the truth. Like, we can all see it, it's being on display. So there are some things that she does need to do better.
But my thing is,
it's her first year.
Right. Why do people think that so when you first go to a new job, you know it all already? So there's no learning curve at all? It's the same thing. It's a learning curve. Anytime you step into something new, you don't know everything about it. It's your first time there. Right. She's never played in the WNBA before. So all of a sudden she's just supposed to know everything because y'all donned her the goddess of basketball. Like let's everybody just relax.
Let's chill.
Let's relax. Hey, the Caitlin haters, relax. And you're doing way too much. She's gonna be fine. And she's not a bust. Go ahead.
With her inefficiency, because she hasn't been super efficient, which is cool. She's a volume like you just said, it'll come. She's averaging about 17 points, about 4 rebounds a game, 6 assists. She's averaging 1 steal, but she's averaging 7 turnovers a game, and she leads the league in that. She's number 1 in that in turnovers. So I mean that's
about that ball handling you was talking about.
Right. Ball's gonna be in her hands. She has to get better. Handling the ball. But I think once she plays every team in the WNBA and once she gets used to the physicality and the faster pace, she's going to be fine.
I really put a mean pick on that ass.
I saw it. They kind of been trying to bully Caitlin on the court, but it was expected.
Can you blame them?
No, it was expected because they're like, okay, we're going to show you this ain't NCAA basketball. Welcome to the WNBA, in which they should. That's how everybody's welcome to the WNBA or whatever professional league moment. Everybody's going to have their moments. But I still think averaging about 17 with the ball in her hand, 4 rebounds, 6 assists.
That shit was funny.
What? The screen? Yeah, it was a tough screen.
Playing it, that girl ain't see it. Boom! Knocked it. Okay. Yeah. Okay, my bad. Go ahead.
It was a tough screen.
Yeah, that was nasty.
But I think she's still, like I said, once she adjusts and gets used to the league, they're gonna be in trouble. And this is kind of off topic, but still on topic. I'm wondering if Team USA will bring Caitlin along for the ride. I'm wondering if they're going to give that last spot to her. Probably. Or if they've already given it to her. I want to know who makes the squad. We know who's on the men's squad.
Yeah, but we don't know women's.
I don't know who's on the women's squad just yet. Yeah. And then it's also interesting because the WNBA season is going on.
So what do they pause it?
You know what? I don't know.
Most of the top players,
in the league, you're gonna be playing for Team USA.
Absolutely.
Period. They trying to win a gold medal. I mean, the WNBA season will be here, so I'm wondering if they will pause the season. That's a good question.
Yeah.
So, but I think that they will bring Caitlin along. She may not play many minutes.
Yeah.
Or she may. I don't know. But, you know, it depends on what they see in practice and what, you know, what they see. But
yeah, I mean, I agree. And Velz, too, to back up a little bit about the turnovers. I will say this. All those turnovers are not her fault. That is just the chemistry is not all the way there yet with the team. Mm-hmm. Because, you know, she makes I'm not going to say Luka passes. That would be a stretch. But she makes those tough passes or, you know, she feeds the ball creatively. Yeah. And, you know, those girls, teammates, hands are not ready for that, or they're not ready for those quick passes or some of those, you know, those dimes that she throws. Yeah. So all those assists are not on her. Some of it is on the team for not just simply catching the ball.
Just like any other player that has the ball in their hands. Yeah. In the NBA or in the WNBA, it's gonna happen. Right. But she does lead the league in turnovers right now. She's gonna have to, and she's not the only guard with the ball in her hands. So I mean, we'll see. I'm sure to get better. To get better. And
that's like I said, they was hating on the coach because the coach was just, you know, being for real and calling it what it is.
Calling a spade a spade.
She wasn't being disrespectful. She just she got stuff to learn.
She does. But that's with every player that's first coming to the league.
Absolutely. Like, you don't know it all. You've never done this before. You're new.
It's expected. Growing pains.
Everybody calm down. She's going to be okay.
Right. But I will say this: we have seen the effects of Caitlin Clark around the league. Yeah, we're looking at the game right now, and they're playing where the Pacers play, and it's packed. It looks like an NBA game. Like it has NBA attendance, and I'm not even capping.
I think it's sold out for real.
Like, that's crazy to me. Yeah. So that within itself, it's definitely gonna change.
It is.
She's definitely like changing the game. Like, you can see the effects of Caitlin.
Absolutely.
So yeah.
And you know, another thing I like to address, because like I be up in the comments and stuff, and I just get irritated. I say, you know what? I'll just address it on the pod. She didn't make anybody get bring in new WNBA teams. That was already kind of in effect.
Yeah. Oh yeah. That was in the making.
Caitlin, like, everybody's like, look, say thank you, Caitlin. No, this was already being, worked behind the scenes.
People just be on the internet talking. I know. Or should I say
typing.
Mm-hmm. Just anything. Twitter like fingers. They just be talking. Come on.
And man. I'm like, she didn't do that. And then, now they're getting charter flights. That also has been in the works.
It has.
But could it have been a little escalated because of Caitlin? Okay, I may can give that to her, but that had already been talked about last year when Brittany Griner was getting harassed in the airport, and how the ladies were saying it's hard to get rest before a game because you're flying commercial and all that kind of stuff with layovers and things. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So these things had already been kind of going in the background. We can't. I mean, Caitlin's great now, I guess, but we can't give her everything. You know what I mean? Come on now. Let's not be like that. So that's one thing I want to say. And speaking of new WNBA teams, Velz, there was a new team that was introduced that's going to be playing in 2025.
Yep.
Yeah.
The Valkyries.
Yeah.
Are they called the Golden State Valkyries?
Golden State Valkyries. Yep. Yeah.
And so that's exciting. The league is trying to expand. And I just feel like it gives a lot more young women the opportunity to play at the pro level. Right. I was having a conversation with some friends in a group message, and one of them said that they feel like it'll water down the league. You know what I mean? Like, it'll make it you know what I mean? We want to keep the league interesting, and they feel like adding those teams will water it down.
Why?
They just
feel like it will?
Yeah, because they're just so what they mentioned was 10 of the 36, I believe, players that got drafted this year, only 10 of them, made the team. And I mean, that is kind of when you look at it, but at the same time, those 26 other women could be playing for another team. Right. You could throw a vet over there or throw a really good player and get them some draft picks and they'll be decent. I feel like at least they'll still compete.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
Well, think about when they do expansion teams like in the NFL or the NBA. Did it water down those leagues?
It's different. A little bit. It's a little bit different. But I don't think
because when you bring
it's almost just like watching the NCAA tournament, right? Yeah. 64 teams, I believe, that start, at the beginning of the NCAA tournament. But a lot of those teams have talented young women who play.
Right.
You know what I mean? They may not make it all the way to the Final Four, but we still see talent on display.
Yeah.
From different schools around the nation. So
absolutely.
But yeah, I don't think it would water the league down.
I don't think so too. And to get back to my point, because you said it was different, I'm thinking like in a span of how they do expansion teams win. And I don't know if the WNBA is going to be any different, which I don't think it should be. But when you bring an expansion team, usually each team has to give up a player off their team to create the expansion team.
Right.
And then plus the draft or whatever like that. So, I mean, I don't understand.
I think it's going to be fine. I'm excited that the WNBA is expanding.
Yeah. Toronto's getting a team.
Toronto's going to be getting a team. Now, we don't know the name of it yet, but they will be getting a team. I think that's really cool. Yeah. So I'm just excited to see where the WNBA is going.
Yeah, it's going to continue to grow.
Yeah. And speaking of, stars and players in the WNBA, Candace Parker. Candace Parker has retired.
Man. That caught me off guard.
Man, what? It caught me off guard, too, because I thought that she would play another year with the Aces, at least one more year.
Right.
But, she retired, and I believe it's in part because of the deal that she got with Adidas. You know what I mean? I want to say she's the president.
She's a president of some kind of subdivision for Adidas.
Which is big time.
It is.
So not only is she that now, she's the president of that. Then she also analyzes basketball, men and women.
Yep.
Mainly, she's been doing the men's side, which is incredible to me. But I mean, Candace is just talented. So we kind of just wanted to give Candace her flowers real quick. So
absolutely.
She's a 3-time WNBA champion. She's a 1-time Finals MVP. She was Rookie of the Year when she first came in 2004, I believe.
Please highlight that she won Rookie of the Year and MVP in the same year.
Right. She was definitely the Rookie of the Year and the MVP, which I don't believe has ever been done before she did that.
Right.
Which is crazy to think about. That means she came in the league ready. All caps. She was ready.
Now that's somebody that's going to dominate a league. When you can come in as a rookie, win ROI and MVP.
Yep.
Oh yeah, you goated.
Yeah.
You goated.
Yep. And and I'm gonna pause right here. It kind of takes me back to when we were talking about, and I believe this was in a group message or on Twitter. We were talking about the women's basketball Rushmore. And I was like, I didn't know if I wanted to put Candace on or not. And now I feel crazy.
You should.
Because I'm like, what was I thinking? Like, Candace is on the Mount Rushmore. Let's just stop playing.
Yeah,
like,
she's definitely is.
She's on the Mount Rushmore of just women basketball players, period.
Nah, yeah, because Velz, you say Candace ain't on the Mount Rushmore, what they be saying on the internet, you don't know ball.
No, I know ball now. I know ball now. But that was just a take. I kind of just thought I'm moving too quick. But anyway, 2-time WNBA MVP, 7-time WNBA All-Star. She got the All-Star MVP in 2013. She's a 7-time All-WNBA first team. She's a 3-time All-WNBA second team. Defensive Player of the Year in 2020, which is crazy because it was later on in her career. She was the assist leader in 2015. She's also a 2-time NCAA champion in 07.
Shout out to Pat Summitt.
Right, 07 and 08. She did her thing. And I mean, she has so many other accolades. We know the type of player that Candace is. She's very talented. Yeah. She's graceful when she's on TV, you know what I mean? Like, and we just kind of wanted to just shout Candace out. I'm going to miss watching her playing basketball. I remember being in college and at the time, she was playing college ball, and she was just one of my favorite players to watch, along with like Maya Moore, who is also retired now, and other players. Simone Augustus, who just got the assistant job, one of the assistant jobs at LSU at her alma mater. That's big. That's big. Sylvia Fowler. It was a lot of different players that I enjoyed, but Candace was one of my favorite ones. And to see her career, how it played out, and what she's accomplished, and then, you know, her future, it's just like amazing. So we just kind of wanted to give Candace her flowers. I don't know if you had any thoughts.
No, man, just shout out to Candace Parker, man. We're gonna clap it up for Candace on a hell of a career and what she has brought to the game. The only thing that I had wanted to say, and you did a great job reading down her accolades, is when I said, like, I was shocked that, you know, she announced her retirement. But then again, I thought about it because I actually watched her documentary. I can't remember if it was on Prime.
I have to watch that. I haven't watched it yet.
Yeah, you need to watch that. That was really good.
Okay.
And
ESPN always does a good job on those. Yeah. Always.
It was excellent. And when she retired, I kind of, after I was like shocked, I kind of went back to the documentary and you know, she said, and even in her statement, you know, she said she'll never cheat the game, and she had contemplated retirement, you know, years prior, just because the surgeries, and you know, she doesn't have great knees anymore. Mm-hmm. So and it took her a lot to get ready to play and get ready for a season, and you know, so I just think she no longer wanted to go through that process of getting ready.
When you know,
for a season, and
when you know,
and she went out on top. She didn't get to play. Unfortunately, she had got injured in her stint with the Aces.
She was still hooping a little bit, though. She was definitely a good role player.
Oh yeah, she was. She started, but she got a ring, so she got to ride on her white horse out the game. And you know, shout out to Candace. Do your thing on Adidas. That's also a good look for women's basketball, because she can bring in more of these girls getting deals and shoe contracts and stuff like that, man. So. Oh, yeah, shout out to Big Asia. The Asia ones are coming out next year, man. So Asia finally got her Nike contract.
Yes.
So I think, depending on what they look like, I may go and support that. And I'm not, and I'm be real.
Hooping them. I'm hooping them, but I definitely support.
Yeah, see, here's the thing. Now, I ain't going to just buy nothing in the name of support. It got to look good. If it ain't looking good, I ain't buying it. So Asia, you better bring your ish, because I ain't getting it. All right, but them Sabrina tools is fire. I saw them the other day.
Yeah.
They all right. So, but that's it. We just want to give love to Candace Parker, man. Hell of a career. This second phase of your life, I pray brings you nothing but joy and blessings, and I can't wait to see, you know, what that flourishes into.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, definitely.
Let's go and keep it moving, Velz. Beezy, drop that beat. Hey! Know what that means when we play that there. We about to talk about the NBA. Huh? Amen.
The part she couldn't wait to talk about.
I'm telling you, I'm just woo. I'm an MFFL. Let's recap the second round, Velz. Let's do that.
Okay.
Let's start on the East. So, in the semi-conference finals, I believe that's round 2. Over in the East, we had the Celtics against the Cavaliers. Celtics did what they were supposed to do and was take care of the Cavaliers in 5 games, with the winning 4-1. Mm-hmm. Velz, any takeaways? Anything you want to say about that series?
Not too much. Donovan Mitchell, Jared Allen, and LeVert. Well, LeVert didn't play the last game, but Mitchell was out the last 2 games of that series. I believe Jared Allen was out the last 2 games or 3, if I'm not mistaken.
He didn't play that series.
He didn't play the whole series. Okay, so then, yeah, I just felt like the Celtics were going to beat them. I think they were the better team. I feel like even with the Celtics not having KP, Kristaps Porzingis, they were just overall just better than the Cavaliers, and I expected it to happen that way. Yeah. I thought that they were going to sweep them. I did call a sweep in the last episode, and they didn't sweep them. No, but you know they beat them in 5. Yeah,
Celtics are vulnerable. You can get a game or 2 on them.
Yeah.
How did you feel about this? Donovan Mitchell not playing the final 2 games.
Well, for one, he was injured.
Mm-hmm. So, what was the injury? I knew he was injured, but it's an injury that you can kind of play through. Knowing
I think he was like injured, like he couldn't have played through that. You know what I mean? Those, and I want to say it was either a hamstring or something like that.
Yeah.
And you know, those are kind of tough to try to. I've seen it happen with AD and I've seen it happen with Brian and his hamstring. Like that stuff you can't play through. And I'm thinking that's the injury that he has. But also, like, we got an interesting summer coming up in the NBA. So I feel like that had a little bit to do with it as well.
Okay.
And I heard
he's a free agent after this year.
I want to say I don't know if he's a free agent.
Okay.
But I know that he can move. Like teams are interested in him. I know Miami's interested in him, the Lakers. So I mean, I know he can leave. And then also I heard that the Cavaliers were frustrated with Jared Allen for not getting an injection and trying to play on his knee. They were mad at him for that. And I'm just like, I mean, if he don't want anything injected in his body, then that's on him.
That is my body, my choice.
I don't know the details of the situation, but when I read that, I'm just like, okay, if he doesn't want to be injected to try to play and take that risk, then that's on him.
Right.
But they grew frustrated with him because of that. So I could see him on the move as well. But yeah, I don't know. I just expected the Celtics to beat them. You know what I mean? And I thought that they were going to get swept. They didn't get swept, but they got gentlemen swept. And so here we are.
All right. Then the next teams that played, and this went 7. It was the Pacers and the Knicks. And the Pacers took care of the Knicks.
They did. In the Garden. Game 7.
Tough atmosphere to do that on the road in a playoff game, in a Game 7. So did the Knicks nick?
They nicked. But I will say this. They nicked, but I will say this. They were injured.
Yeah, they were.
You didn't have Julius Randle at all in the playoffs.
Right.
And then once they got to Game 7, I mean, Anunoby was in and out of the series. And then Jalen Brunson was dealing with an injury. He fractured his hand, I believe, so he couldn't even finish the game.
Right.
And then Josh Hart also was injured. He was questionable for Game 7.
Right.
So it's just like, had they been healthy, I could see them moving past the Pacers.
Yeah.
But since, they had who they had, Jalen Brunson gave it all he had.
Yeah, he did. He had a hell of a series, hell of a playoffs.
He definitely did. A season and a playoffs. Mm-hmm. But a lot of people have been saying that Tibbs, like, he runs his players into the ground.
Yeah.
They say that about him. They say, said about Derrick Rose, Jimmy Butler, all of them. Like, I'm just like, dang, I never really looked at it that way. But, I mean, what... Well, I don't know. What else are you supposed to do? I mean...
They say he don't utilize his bench, like...
Well, I mean, I don't know. But the Knicks are done, but it did go 7.
It did.
It could have been anybody's series, but the Pacers went into the Garden, man, with some confidence, and they beat them boys. And not just beat them, they was kind of beating them. Yeah, beating them soundly. They was up like 20 or something at one point in time, like 20 plus. So.
I think that's what the range of the final score was. I think it was definitely over double digits.
Yeah, it was.
Or not over double digits, but it was double digits.
Mm-hmm. So now we have the Pacers and the Celtics in the Eastern Conference Finals.
We do. So let's talk about that. Who do you have?
The Celtics.
Okay.
That is the
Celtics.
And
how many games though?
I'll say Celtics in 5 because for some reason the Celtics,
they're vulnerable.
They are vulnerable on certain nights, and you can go in there and beat them. You know what I mean? Like, and I'm not even trying to bring up the Lakers, but just going back to the regular season, whenever the Lakers didn't have Bron or AD, they let that team come in and beat them at home. You know what I mean? Crazy. So they're vulnerable, and I've seen it in this playoffs as well. Mm-hmm. And without them having KP, I think for the first 2 games at least of this series, I think that they can be beat. But I still have the Celtics winning the series, and I have them winning in 5.
In 5,
I'll say 5. I'll give the Pacers 1 game.
Are you disappointed in Jason Tatum at all in this playoff series?
Jason Tatum is who Jason Tatum is, and I don't know why people keep trying to crown him and anoint him. Oh, he going to the next level. Jason Tatum next. Oh, MVP. He is who he is. That's just how I feel right now. Yeah. Jason Tatum is who he is. You know what I mean? And that's why at first, like when they were really, really hot throughout the regular season, I was like, okay, the Celtics, they could be scary. Yeah. But as the season fizzled out and now we're in the playoffs, I'm just like they're the same Celtics team to me. But I at first I had them like, okay, they could really like win the championship, but now I don't know. Like we just talked about, they're vulnerable.
Yeah, very much.
And so and without KP, them not fully healthy, I just don't know. But Jason Tatum is who he is. I apologize to the Tatum fans. I'm not trying to throw any shade. I like Tatum.
I do too.
But I just feel like let's try to stop anointing these players and trying to crown them so early. Like, you know what I mean? Even though he's been in the league for a minute now, like for about 6-7 years now, 5-6 years, something like that.
Yeah.
Like let their career play out.
Yeah, it used to be before you can give anybody a title or crown, you had to prove something first. He ain't proved nothing yet.
Nothing at all.
He's been to the finals once and he has lost. Now, he's always in the playoffs.
Of course.
So, which is good, but we need Tatum to take that next step. And sometimes I feel like Tatum shies away from the big moments. So, you said all of that. My next question, and we'll talk about, move over to the West. Who is the best player on the Celtics team then?
The best player on the Celtics team? Mm-hmm. See, this is where it gets weird because I still feel like I feel like Tatum is the best player on that team. But I feel like their role players kind of
carry.
Not carry. Well, I don't know how to say this. I just feel like their role players play an important role on their team. Like White. Yeah. He
shows up in big moments.
He definitely shows up. And because even Jaylen Brown is inconsistent to me.
He is.
I just don't trust him. I don't know. It's something about now, like, as the years go on.
Age or just, you know, because I don't think neither one of them. I wouldn't consider. Old. No. But I wouldn't consider them in their prime. Would you say they're in their primes?
I don't know if they're in their primes just yet.
Yeah, I don't think so.
I don't think so either. So I guess we'll have to see as time goes on. But I don't know.
Yeah. All right. You want to move over to the West?
Yeah, let's move to. So let's. Did you give your prediction? You got.
No, I didn't. So everything Velz said about the Pacers and Knicks, I totally agree. I think injuries just did the Knicks in. If it weren't for injuries, we'll be talking about the Celtics and Knicks in the Eastern Conference Finals.
Yeah.
But we have the Celtics and Pacers. I'm definitely taking the Celtics. But I think the Pacers is not going to make it an easy challenge for them. I think now they have built confidence because they have kind of rolled through this playoffs. Given that they've beat teams that have suffered major losses because of injury. You know, first round it was Giannis and Dame, so they was able to kind of skate through that one. And now it was the whole Knicks team was just on hospital beds.
Right.
So, but that builds confidence. Mm-hmm. So I'm taking the Celtics, but I think it's going to take them at least 6 games to get that done.
Okay. Celtics in 6 is what you got.
That's what I have.
And I don't think that's a bad prediction.
All right. So over on the West, it was the Denver Nuggets and the Minnesota Timberwolves, and that went 7. And to my surprise, the Minnesota Timberwolves knocked out the Denver Nuggets. Velz, any takeaways, any thoughts, any feelings from that series?
Well, it's kind of like I'm happy that they did because it kind of let us get a little give back on, you know what I mean? Because Denver was on their high horse after they won that championship.
You think so, or was it Mike Malone?
Denver, I'm going to just say, well, it could be Mike Malone. Mm-hmm. I'll say Mike Malone. And I don't know if you saw his press conference.
Yeah.
He's salty. It's all right. It's okay.
It was funny.
And I love how...
stupid ass questions.
Yeah, he was upset, y'all. He was angry. And I get it. You know what I mean? I do understand because you thought you was going back to back.
Yeah.
And that didn't happen.
Right.
But I'm happy that it happened. And I don't hate Denver because I like Jokic. I like Jokic a lot. I think he's funny off the court. I think his game is crazy. I think he's unstoppable in that paint, in that restricted area. You can't do nothing with him. Yeah. He can pass the ball, he can rebound. He's an unorthodox player. So I like Jokic.
Right.
But I am I'm glad that they went home. Let's go sit with
Lakers
this.
Hater.
You know what I mean? Let's humble ourselves again and let's regroup and recoup and think about, what you could have did better. You had a 20-point lead in game 7. And you blew it. You know what I mean? And people talked about, the Lakers whenever they blew those leads against Denver and lost the game. Now, and we see that it can happen to anybody. You know what I mean? Because no lead in the NBA is safe. And I say that for any team. Like, you cannot get comfortable when you have a big lead. And y'all even came back from a huge lead against the Clippers.
We did.
In the second round, right? Was it the second round? The first round?
First
round against the Clippers. So, but I'm happy they're gone. I'm happy that Mike Malone is mad and he's upset and he's feeling it. And I also loved how Anthony Edwards, the cameras was following him and he was just like, I had Jamal Murray in handcuffs.
Yeah.
And then he was like, who the pappy? Because, they were talking about who's your daddy. No, who the pappy?
Yeah.
Like, we here. And that game 7 was crazy, though.
It was.
That whole entire series was really good
it was
and
fun.
entertaining. But I am happy that the Minnesota Timberwolves got rid of the Nuggets.
Yeah.
So it makes it even more interesting now because, and we haven't talked about the Mavs yet, but we have the Mavs left. We have, Minnesota left, and then we have the Celtics and the Pacers. So it's interesting. It's interesting. It's interesting to see who's going to win their first ring. Who's going to get their first one. So now the playoffs are starting to get serious. It's starting to get real now. Yeah. But yeah, those are my thoughts on that series. Yeah.
I definitely I knew that series was going to go 7, so I had Denver in 7. You cannot lose that game up 20 at home in a game 7. You just cannot do that, Denver. So you're right. Need to sit back, take a step back away from the game, reflect, humble yourself, come back next year. Man, the Timberwolves, they're rolling and they're confident and they get out there and they run. And they're big. And so, I just think it was just a little too much for him, going down 0-2, but then coming back winning 3 straight.
Yeah.
That's a tall, tough task.
It is.
To then try to win 4 straight. You know what I mean? So the odds weren't in their favor, really. But what they had going for them was because the game 7 was at home. Hey, I'm not a Denver hater. Like the Laker fans over there. They wanted to see Mike Malone like how he was today. I just laughed at it. I thought it was hilarious.
Who's your daddy?
But that's all I got.
Edwards.
see,
okay,
Laker fans are terrible, man. That's why they sitting at home.
Hey now. Playoffs ain't over with now.
Hey, I'm just saying.
All right.
At the end of the day, we have gone further than you.
Just like last year. I get it. So we was here last year, so y'all, this y'all turn now. Y'all got it this year. We was in the Western Conference Finals last year. I was at home. Y'all didn't even make the playoffs last year.
Again, we tanked.
But I get it.
Here we go.
And we would I think we was in the play-in. We made it all the way to the Western Conference from the play-in. So, but
okay,
we're here now.
Right.
We got to talk in present.
They're in Galveston.
We Brian them getting ready to go get this gold medal in the summer. So get your rest, Brian. We got a gold medal to win.
They're worrying about the gold medal.
Yeah, I am. I ain't gonna lie. Like I've been looking forward to this. Like, and at least, so for me, at least I have something else to look forward to.
Right.
Like the summer ain't just completely over.
This
I ain't gotta wait till October. You know what I mean? I can see these fellas win after everything is said and done. I can see these fellas go try to get a gold medal. Yeah. And some of the players that are gonna be playing for Team USA are still playing in the playoffs right now. So it's just gonna be interesting to me. I can't wait. Anyway.
Velz is getting ready for the Summer Olympics.
Yeah, I'm ready to get my gear.
Some of us are, anticipating the NBA Finals, and my best buddy Velz is over there gearing up for the Olympics.
I get it. Y'all happy? Y'all excited? Y'all haven't been in the Western Conference Finals since
2022, Kevelle.
Yeah, it's been a minute. So I understand.
2 years ago?
I understand. I understand. See, look, we done won a championship ring in 20.
You're right.
We got that one, and then we went to the Western Conference Finals last year.
All right.
So it's cool because, like I said, this summer,
wait for the Olympics.
This summer,
just wait for the Olympics.
And I'm not even just talking about the Olympics. Right, this summer is going to be very interesting in the NBA. But
I believe that.
Let's go ahead and move on.
All right. So second round, and I called it. I said Mavs in 6.
I think we both did. Yep.
Yeah, well, I'm just can. Let me have my moment. Mavs in 6. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, you've been living under the rock. The Mavericks played the number 1 seeded Thunder and took care of business. 4 games is 2. Took care of business. We don't want to hear you say Thunder no more. Remember, y'all was all, SGA, y'all ain't gonna be able to do nothing. They're young. Oh yeah, absolutely. And what did I say? I said I wanted to bank on youth. Those boys. Okay, let's just start over here. The Mavericks have just amazed me so far in the playoffs, man, and particularly in this series with the Thunder, because the Thunder are fast, they're young, they have a bona fide superstar in Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. Unfortunately, J-Dub didn't arrive to the party. He had moments, in games where like he was taking off, but I will honestly say youth killed the Thunder in this series. The inexperience killed the Thunder in this series. And that's it. But I don't want Oklahoma City, because I don't hate the Thunder, man. I actually found a new respect for the Oklahoma City Thunder, because them boys hoop, they play together, they play for each other, and they're going to be scary. Because they're already a little spooky, but they're going to be scary. Because for one, they got draft picks at the wazoo, so it's like they're going to just keep getting better for one. What the Thunder are lacking, though, for moments like this that we're in, they were lacking that veteran. They were lacking that veteran leadership. Because in Game 6, which was the deciding game, they were up 17 points. We stole that game. We literally stole that game at the end. And that's where that veteran leadership would have came into play. Would have settled the guys down when they went cold and we went on a run. That veteran leader would have, hey, settle down, fellas. Hey, we're just in a cold spot. Let's just play defense. Let's try to slow this Mavs team down if we can. Let's not make these idiotic fouls and these idiotic mistakes. That's where that veteran leadership comes in. And that's the only thing that I feel Oklahoma City is missing, is that kind of player. Velz, what do you think is about Oklahoma City? Like
you said, they're young and they're coming. So you said you were impressed with this victory that the Mavs got over them, beat them in 6. And I had the Mavericks winning in 6 too, only because of the experience.
Right.
They are talented, but they're not as good as I feel like, and I talked about this in the group. I feel like OKC was one of those teams to where even if they would have beaten y'all, I still didn't see them go. Like, I didn't see them going to the finals. I didn't see them winning the finals. I just felt like they were very beatable. They were also the number 1 seed, which was
everybody saying the weak number 1 seed.
Yeah, they were. It was a weak number 1 seed. Which I mean, it was 1, 2, and 3. It was Minnesota, it was Denver, and it was OKC. I just didn't. Even though they stayed at the top of the Western Conference throughout the entire season, I just felt like they were always beatable. It just was something. They're missing something. But when they get that something, they're gonna be really good.
Yeah, I can see that turn into a dynasty.
Yeah, they could be really good now. But like this year. And this is just my opinion. Yeah. I just feel like they were beatable.
Yeah, I mean, literally they're ahead of schedule. They wasn't supposed to be in this. Like nothing. They weren't supposed to be number 1. They definitely weren't supposed to be like going to the conference semis. Like they're so ahead of schedule.
Yeah.
But do you agree that that's what they're lacking? Like the talent is there. But it's that veteran leadership.
They need that veteran leadership. And like you said, had they had that, then, maybe things would be a little bit different.
You've already said, like, this offseason is going to be insane.
It's going to be crazy. Yep.
What veteran do you see come into that Oklahoma City team that can take that team to that next level?
I don't want to cheat the game because we talked about this with one of our friends. But I feel like, and they made me see this and they made me realize this. I wouldn't mind seeing KD go back.
Right.
I wouldn't mind seeing him go back to OKC.
Yeah.
And having that reunion and kind of like righting the wrongs or whatever the case may be. But other than KD,
I can see KD.
I can't think of anyone off the top of my head who will be willing to go to OKC, move to OKC and be willing to play with those boys. So, and we've been kind of talking about this. The draft is not going to be exciting this year.
Nah.
So even with the picks that OKC has, it's just like, who are you going to take?
Yeah.
You know I mean, who are you going to draft?
That's trade. That's
trade. It is trade value.
Yeah.
You're right. It's trade value. So, I don't know that OKC is one of those mysterious ones that they may make a move that we may not see coming.
Yeah.
You know, so other than KD, I would love to see him go back to OKC. Other than KD, I don't know.
Yeah, and that's a good point. And we got to make sure we bring him on, let him get off into that. Because that when he brought that up, that was, I see that. And I think that's what they're missing. They're missing that KD, Kevin Durant type player.
Yeah.
They're missing Kevin Durant. And I think Kevin Durant, in some sort of way, owes OKC a championship. Mm-hmm. So come back, lead those boys, be that veteran, and go get you another ring. And then all will be, like we said, all will be forgiven.
Yeah.
You know, because, you know, if I was Oklahoma City, I would hate Kevin Durant. But if you came back and won a ring, it's all love.
Yeah.
But I would like to say a turning point in that series, the Mavs against OKC, was P.J. Washington's big play. P.J. Washington stepped up big for us. 3 games straight, he was putting up either 30 or 28 or 25.
At the beginning of the series?
Yeah.
Yeah, because he kind of like
he cooled off game 5 and 6, but he came up big in 6 when we needed him.
He did.
But games 2, 3, and 4, magnificent. He capitalized on the moments. He capitalized having the ball, shooting the ball. And you know what? I know y'all call Paul George playoff P, but the real playoff P is P.J. Washington because he has been big. No. And I want to see, I can't give it to Paul George.
I'm not even trying to give it to Paul, but we're not going to call him
I got P. to. But I'm going to see, we're going to, especially what he does in this next series against Minnesota. Hey, PJ I got to give it to him. He showed me a different side. And
okay.
I like his tenacity. I love the tough guy role. He's embracing the standing on business. I ain't no punk. Like, I'm here for the big moments. PJ has been on a tear, and shout out to PJ, man.
Okay.
Keep doing the damn thing. He's been great. And another thing I want to address, they talking about Kyrie. Because Kyrie made only 9 points, so he ain't been looking for a shot. Now, trust and believe Kyrie can go off at any moment he feels like it. Kyrie purposely didn't put up the points. And I believe that was like game 4, game 3. We got the dub though. That basketball is a team sport, right? If PJ is doing everything, he got like 30-something points, and Lucas, it's not necessarily I need to score. I need to do everything else. I need to be trying to feed them guys the ball. I need to be locking in on defense, and that's what Kyrie did.
Yeah.
So when people say like, oh, if you hold Kyrie, you can't. You can't hold Kyrie.
Oh, no, you know.
Kyrie just said, oh, they don't need me for scoring. I'm just going to facilitate. Mm-hmm. I'm going to make sure I'm locking in on defense. I'm going to be that veteran. I'm going to be talking to my guys. I'm going to keep them engaged. That's what Kyrie did in that 9-point game. He again, like I said, he scores at will whenever he feels like taking over. He will. Trust me, that's not an issue. That's not an issue.
Well, I know some Mavericks fans that had an issue as the games were going on.
Yeah. I mean, I was upset.
That exactly. Yeah, I was saying that he needed to be more aggressive. He needs to be trying to score.
Absolutely.
But now you're saying,
well, because and let me clarify that, because I took Kyrie 19.5 points over, and he.
You're funny.
No, but that's the truth. I mean, right. That's why I care.
Right.
I'm call spade. That's the only reason why I care. Shout out to Prize Picks. That's the only reason why I care. Other than that, Kyrie can score 5 points and we win the game. I don't give a damn.
Right.
I don't care.
I'm there with you.
You know what I'm saying? Now, if I'm betting on you, yeah, I need you to cover. But if I ain't, I just want the dub. I don't care how we get it.
Yeah.
I don't care. The whole bench can score all the points and none of my starters scored. As long as we won, that's all that matters to me. So I just wanted to shout that out. And DJJ, Derrick Jones Jr. has had a hell of a playoff series.
Now that's who I like. I've been liking Derrick Jones Jr.
Yeah, he came up big for us in game 6.
Been nasty.
Yo, man, this team is just different. The chemistry is different. The camaraderie is different. Everybody's locked in. No pun intended. Everybody is dialed in. Everybody's playing for each other. Everybody's smiling. Everybody, like, when you have a team that looks like that, that's dangerous for what we're getting ready to enter into. So I'm not trying to be all Mavs, but I'm looking at this team, and this team looks different. I haven't seen this Mavs team before. This is a different team, and I'm loving every minute of it. Every minute of it. All right, let's move on. So, now, the West Conference final stage has been set. It's the Mavericks against the Timberwolves, Velz. Who's winning, and in how many games?
I'm going Minnesota in 7. I feel like they have a lot more size over you guys. I feel like they just have a depth that y'all don't have now. And I'm not shading the Mavs because the Mavericks do look scary. You know what I mean? And Luka didn't even have a great series. You know what I mean?
Because he's half hurt.
Right. So, but I just feel like, so I said this to someone last night. I was like, I feel like Luka and Kyrie are going to have to go 2016, Bron and Kyrie, in order to win this series. But it could go either way, because whenever you're talking about game 7s, it could be anybody's game in that game 7. You know what I mean? And that team can go on to the NBA Finals. I feel like PJ, if he's going to be guarding Cat, I don't know. Gafford or PJ, whichever one y'all choose. And then you got Rudy, who really, to me, is overrated, honestly.
It's probably going to be PJ on Cat. It's going to be between him and DJJ.
Yeah. And then I feel like Rudy is overrated. I feel like he shouldn't have won Defensive Player of the Year. That's just my opinion. Yeah. Maybe that could balance itself out, but I think that the Minnesota Timberwolves, they just look a little different right now. And if you can knock out the defending champs, you have the potential to make it to the finals.
Right.
I would love to see Dallas go to the finals, and because I know Dallas would be lit, and we gotta max our way out to downtown Dallas one good time during that series if they do make it to the finals. But I don't know. I got Minnesota in 7. I think it's gonna go the distance for sure. It's not gonna be an easy series for any team. Nah. Either team. So yeah, that's just how I feel.
That's fair, and I respect that. I can't call you a hater or anything like that, because I respect that, because it literally can go either way. I'm taking Mavs in 7. Again, it's gonna go to distance. This is not gonna be a quick series. There's a lot on the line. Obviously, the going to the finals is on the line. Also, that sense of pride, and both teams are playing outside of their minds right now. Both teams are locked in. I feel like that, because it looks like the Minnesota Timberwolves are having a great time whooping people's ass, and we're having an exciting time whooping people's ass. So it's just gonna be a series full of whooping ass. It's gonna be a very physical series, and I'm glad that is going to be, because we just came out of a physical series, so we knows what a physical series feels like. We know what it's like to be prepared and what to expect. It's gonna be fun. Like they said, Mavs and Timberwolves can feed generations. I do believe that. It's going to be fun. But I got Mavs in 7. Simply, 2. This is Minnesota. This team has never been here either. A lot of our team hasn't been here either. But the 2 people that have. And one of those 2 people actually has a ring. So they know what it takes to get to that next step.
And I'm assuming you're talking about Jason Kidd and Kyrie Irving?
I'm definitely talking about Luka and
you
also,
said they have a ring. You said 2 of the people
I said one out of 2 have a ring.
My bad.
And that's Kyrie Irving.
Jason Kidd
does have a ring. And I have Jason Kidd. He's been better. And I think Jason Kidd, I think now he finally has the pieces that he wants, and he's able to do the kind of defensive schemes that he want to do and stuff like that. So he's been better. Now, he does take too long call timeouts. I want him to work on that. But as far as this playoffs been going, I've been happy with Jason Kidd. But back to the Mavs and Timberwolves series, man. It's going to be good. I'm banking again on us being more physical, us wanting it more, us having the experience of being at this point. But literally can go either way. But as a Mavs fan, Mavs in 7, baby. And that's what I got. All right. And just in case we're not able to get back on with you all and discuss the conference finals going into the finals, we're going to go ahead and do our finals predictions. All right. So You got Celtics and Timberwolves, Velz. Who's winning the Larry O in how many games?
I hate to keep riding this bus, but I'm going Timberwolves. I'm going Timberwolves in 7.
Okay.
I think that one could go to distance as well. Now, it's going to take a lot out of the Timberwolves because they've been playing some, depending on how the series goes against the Mavericks, they've been playing some long series, to get that chip. But I feel like I have the Timberwolves over the Celtics.
All right. That's fair. I'm not mad at that. Because if they were to beat us, I would have Timberwolves beating the Celtics. So, obviously, I'm going Mavericks and Celtics in the finals. And I think that can be Mavs in 6.
Ooh. It's going either way. Either way, it's going to be interesting because like we mentioned before, somebody's going to get their first ring.
Yep.
And it's definitely going to be interesting to see. And I cannot wait. And yeah, that's the NBA for you.
That's the NBA. All right, we got one more topic, then we're going to get up out of here. Beezy, drop that beat. It ain't nothing wrong with that. All right, yep. Let's just talk about the Rangers right now, man.
So we got 2 more topics then.
So, the Rangers. We started off hot, but we have definitely cooled down, so much so that they actually got booed. They're not this past last game, but the game before last. They got booed against they were playing the Cleveland. I think either it was the Cleveland Guardians or it was the Los Angeles Angels. It was one of those 2 games that they got booed, and that's not good. Especially just coming off a World Series. And we're still riding high over that championship, and you're playing to the point where now you're getting booed. That's a problem here. Of course, we are injured, and injuries is plaguing our team. But this is still early. They played 5 million games, so it's still early. I'm not pushing the panic button, but I'm starting to raise my eyebrows because you can't feed me a championship.
You can't.
And then take it away. Like, you think, like, why'd y'all get used to that? Well, because I did. Okay, because it was fun.
When you win a championship, it's different. When
you know what I'm saying?
When your city and your state when a championship.
Yes.
I mean, you can't help but to be spoiled.
Right. And I want that, man. And I want that feeling again. I mean, I can't even describe what it was like out here during that time, man. Yeah. So I need our Rangers to pick it up, man. Let's get healthy. Let's come on, man. But I need to see something different by the time we get to All-Star break. And just give a little breakdown. I'm only gonna do the AL West. The Seattle Mariners are now number 1. They're 1.5 games above us. We are sitting at number 2. We're exactly at 500, 24-24. So that tells me we're just an average team. And I don't want to be an average team coming off a World Series. That does not sound right. And Houston, like I said, Houston started off at the bottom. They have now caught up and they're in 3rd place. So I never counted Houston out. Even though I hate Houston, I know what kind of team Houston is. So we need to focus on, getting healthy for one. And then, because our what was that, Wyatt Langford, he's out, and he's been out for the longest. And that's supposed to have been one of our pick that was just supposed to just take us to the next level. And he's hurt. Like I said, we're battling injuries. I'm not giving up on the team. I just need my team to do better. Let's get better. Let's get healthy. And I think we'll be all right.
I think right now the hottest teams in the league are the
Yankees.
Dodgers. The Dodgers at 32-17. The Phillies at 34-14.
Yep.
And then you have the Guardians at 31-17.
Yep.
And then the Yankees at 33-15. So those are the hottest teams right now in the league.
They're doing their thing, man. Yankees number 1 team in the whole league. And they've been on fire. They done brought that back because they got Juan Soto out there and they just been killing Ish. So baseball is up, and we got to get on the train, or we're gonna get left behind.
Yeah, we definitely have to. I
I
hope we pick it up.
Yeah,
I hope we pick it up. I didn't have much to say about them. I hope we pick it up. And like you said, we play a lot of games. Well, baseball players, they play a lot of games. It's like 100 in some games in the season. So I'm not gonna hit the panic button just yet. Still gonna root for the Rangers. And I feel like as long as we make the playoffs, anything can happen. So let's just try to get there first.
Yep.
We'll see what we're looking like at All-Star, like you said, and then we'll go from there.
Sounds good. And Velz, before we get out of here, we must. It would be so wrong if we didn't. It's not just the Dallas Mavericks that's in the Western Conference Finals, is it, Velz?
No, it's not.
Our beloved Dallas Stars have made it to the Western Conference Finals. I mean, Dallas is turned. We literally have games every day starting this week. Mavericks, Stars.
Ooh,
All week is Western Conference Finals playoff sports going on in our state.
That's crazy.
So man, how are you feeling right now with these Dallas Stars and them? Because they had a game 7 and they took care of the Colorado Avalanche. Yeah. So how are you feeling right now about the Stars?
We beat them in 6.
Oh, game 6. Okay.
Yeah, we beat them in 6. I'm loving the energy right now. The Dallas Stars energy. I want us. Let's make it to the Stanley Cup final and see what we do.
Yeah.
Like we have to take care of business in the Western Conference Finals.
Yes, we do.
I will be getting my jersey soon. I've been trying to get a jersey even before they, were making all this noise in the league, and I just have been procrastinating. But I will be getting my jersey soon. I would love to go to a game. I just know that those tickets are expensive. But I would definitely love to go to a Stars game just to kind of like be in that playoff atmosphere and just feel the excitement, celebrate, the city. We're winning right now. Like the city is winning, period. I may not be a Mavs fan, but like the city of Dallas is winning. Yeah. You know what I mean? So the Metroplex is winning. So I just hope that we keep it up. Yep. We are now waiting on the Vancouver Canucks and the Edmonton Oilers to finish. They are currently in a game 7 right now. So whoever wins that series, whoever finishes tonight, that's who we'll be playing in the Western Conference Finals. So it's getting real. I can't wait to see.
It's fun, man. And I second everything Velz said, man. The city is turned up. We got games all week. Go Stars. Whoever we play, let's whip their ass, and I'll catch y'all in the Stanley Cup Finals. That's all I got to say, man. All right, Velz, is that a wrap on episode 28?
I believe that's a wrap.
All right, I think we got us a good one. What you think?
I think so too. Yeah.
All right, y'all know what to do. Continue to tap in with us. We paying attention to all things sports, man. It's going crazy. WNBA. NBA playoffs, NHL playoffs, like it's real stupid right now. So we're gonna stay locked in as always, and I always want y'all to stay locked in. Don't forget to like, follow, share, listen, download, whatever. Do it all.
Yep.
Definitely catch us on Facebook at LOCD, the letter N Sports, spelled the correct way. And also on Instagram by the same name, Loc'd Sports. That's LOCD, the letter N Sports, spelled the correct way. And where else can they find us, Velz?
You can also find us on X, or AKA Twitter, at LOCD, the letter N in Sports, spelled the correct way.
All right. I think that's it, y'all. As always, go check out our dude, Dev, at the My Thoughts, My Opinion Sport Podcast. Stay dropping that good ish straight out of Baltimore. Go check our boy out. And also check out our man, the Ant-Man, on Beat the Clock Sports Podcast. He will be dropping some episodes soon, so be on the lookout for that. We're going to get up out of here like this. It's the one and only Lyse.
And it's your girl, Velz, a.k.a. Velly Vel, if that's what you want to call me.
And together we are Loc'd in Sports. Peace.
I like sports, and that's it.